All right, I want to first look at page 18 really quickly because I saw a few of you mess this up. A lot of y'all have straight ones down here, but remember for the first column you needed to use the product rule, or excuse me, the power of a power rule. So we multiply exponents. So for this one we should have had x to the power 10. And then working backwards, right here, understood to be 2. This is a square root symbol. So anytime you don't see the number in front, the index is 2. So to write this as a fraction, 6 is my numerator, my index is 2, so that goes in the denominator. So I wanted to see this fraction and then tell me that 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I need to see both of these for that second column. So on to number 19, we're going to simplify radical expressions. So looking at the formula, that means if I can find numbers that multiply to give me what's inside, I can break it up into smaller pieces. So, for example, 1, I want to think about what numbers go into 99. So I can do 9 times 11. And I just want to break everything down as much as we can. So there are not two numbers that give me 11, but there are two numbers that give me 9. So we have 3 times 3. Okay. From here, you need to know that the only important things are the end numbers. So I care about 3 and 3 and 11. I no longer care about 9 or 99 because I broke those into smaller pieces. Okay, so let's set up example 2 like this and continue on. So for 12, you can either do 4 times 3 or 6 times 2. I'm going to do 4 times 3. And again, you have 2 times 2. If you started trying to do this one, you did 6 times 2, you should get the same answer. So don't erase it, just keep going with it. And then again, I only care about the end numbers, not 12, not 4, only the ones that do not have a little tree or whatever from them. Okay, so set up numbers 1, 2, and 3 just as far as I've done with example 1 and example 2. After you have done that, anything that we highlighted, you want to look for two numbers that are the same. So in this case, we have 3 and 3. So when I have two numbers that repeat, I can bring it outside of the little radical symbol. 11 is by itself. It does not have a pair, so that stays inside. Okay, so pairs come outside. All our loners stay inside. For example, 2, the pair that I have is 2, so I only write that once. And then 3 is by itself, so that stays inside. Okay, so finish up 1 through 3. And once you have that final answer, finish up example 3. Okay, so for example 3, I'm going to start by ignoring that 2 here and just break up the 128. So I'm going to say 128, I know 2 goes into this because it's even. So that is a 64. And then looking at 64, I know that that breaks up into 8 times 8. And then I know 8 is the same as 4 times 2. And then 4 is the same as 2 times 2. And the same goes for over here. So with 8, we have 2 times 4. And then we can break my 4 up into 2 times 2. Okay, so this looks kind of crazy, so we want to go back and highlight just our end numbers to make sure that we're not counting things more than once. So I'm going to start at the top. 2 has nothing underneath, so I want to highlight that. 64 has 8 times 8, so I don't highlight that. Looking at 8, we have 4 times 2. Oh, 2 stops, so that's what I want to highlight. 4 breaks down into 2 times 2, so I highlight both of these. Okay, going on the right side, 8 broke down to 2 and 4, 2 stopped, so I highlight it. 4 broke down to 2 times 2, so I highlight both of these. Okay, so if you need to, take a minute, look at that again, and try number 4 just as much as I've done with example 3. Okay, after you have that, we need to go through and find our pairs. So right here, I see that we have a set of 2s, so I'm going to bring that outside. I have another set of 2s right here, so that's times 2. Then I have one more set of 2s, so that's times 2. And this one is all by itself, so I want to leave this inside of my radical, so that's 2. Okay, so again, all the pairs that you bring out, just multiply it, leave it in front. Once you have this, we want to go ahead and finish it. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So we have 8 root 2. But the very last step is to recognize that this red part was only the square root of 128. We still need to take care of this 2 right here. So the very last step is to multiply the first number that you have by 2. So for example 3, your final answer should be 16 root 2.